Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Kaylee, and this is
Shoot the Vows. And today we have a special guest. We have Ashley Statt with Statt Events.
Yep, that's me. I'm Ashley Statt with Statt Events. I'm a wedding planner located in Rochester. I go all around to all the different areas, surrounding areas. I absolutely love what I do. I help to make people's dreams come true on their wedding day, and they actually enjoy the entire process because I handle it all for them.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know we had a planner before, but it's always great to hear from other people and get other people's experiences and their advice for the couples.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So you've probably seen a lot as a wedding planner then.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing it for about 5 years now. And literally when I can say I can write a book, I can write probably 5 novels of all the things that I've seen, done, handled, and gotten through. Every wedding is different. It's unique to the couple. And that's why I love what I do. It's always something different. And different problems arise, different situations, and you just have to figure it out in the moment and make it work.
Yeah, we were talking before the recording of the episode, and we were talking about kind of handling stuff and keeping it together on the wedding day. And I think that would be a great topic to talk about because even for people that don't have a wedding planner, it's really stressful, probably especially if you don't have a wedding planner. It's really
100%.
It's really stressful to plan a wedding and like try to keep it all together and not just lose your shit on somebody or your partner that you're about to marry, right? So I think that would be a great topic for us to talk about today.
Yeah, absolutely. The planning process is a lot. So there's a lot that goes into a wedding day. People, when they get engaged, they're excited, they're nervous, they're like, where do we start from here? Where do we go? Okay, let me start Googling things. 5,000 things come up, 20 different, photographers just in one area, videographers, DJs. Who do I know who's good? Oh, well, what about the budget? Because this DJ is $5,000 and this one's $2,000. Where do we go from here? And it becomes so overwhelming so quick. And a lot of the times, the significant other kind of checks out right in the beginning. So they're like, hey, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know I was signing up for, $30,000 to be just dished out the window tomorrow. What are you talking about? And so, I get all different types of couples that reach out to me. They're like, hey, I'm super overwhelmed. I thought I could do this all. I'm super type A. And now all of a sudden I'm in over my head. My groom and I are fighting every other day because we can't agree on, the colored napkins and little things like that just add up, So that's my job. My job is to be like, hey, first of all, take a deep breath, okay?
It doesn't matter what color napkins it are.
It doesn't.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and you have to bring the person back into check. Hey, tell me one thing. Why are you getting married? What? What do you mean? Well, why are you getting married? Why are you doing this? Well, because I love my partner. I met them and I fell in love and we wanted to do this. There you go.
The process should be just as easy.
And that's where we start. And you have to represent the day as to you guys, not what Pinterest tells you. Yeah. Not what Google has said or ChatGPT, said, hey, this is what their wedding needs to look like. No, at the end of the day, everyone's there because of you two brought them together. You two brought each other together and you love each other. So let's make it happen. Let's have fun with this. Take the stress out of it. You know.
I had to when I was planning my own wedding. Didn't have a wedding planner.
That was your mistake.
Biggest mistake. But I had to stop myself a couple times and think to myself, how important is this? How important is this? Not just to me, but to my guests. I remember freaking out about the plates. I don't want to spend $1 million on plates, but I want to do disposable because we had a very budget wedding. But we can't do styrofoam plates, but we can't do ceramic, dishes either. And I remember just having a panic attack about it. And I had to stop and think nobody's going to remember what plates they ate off of. That's not what they're going to think of when they think of my wedding day.
100%. I get it all the time. Do I get the gold silverware or the silver? Which one's going to match my plate? And I'm tell me a time that you've gone to a wedding and you've sat down and looked at the silverware and thought, I can't believe they went with the gold silverware.
Instead of the silver.
Wow. Yeah. No, people want food, alcohol, and a dance floor, and that's all they care about. They're let's just go have fun and celebrate the day. So stop stressing about the little things. And I know the little things matter. That's my job though, is to take on those little things so that you are just enjoying the big things, the date nights leading up to the wedding day, picking out your wedding dress with your family and all the fun things, not just all these nitty-gritty details where you're these are so overwhelming, I'm losing my mind type of thing. Staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning checking Pinterest of what matches, what doesn't. what's going to look good.
What's trending.
What's trending, you know, what's on TikTok tomorrow. Like, am I going to go upside down for my entrance? You know? Like, all these crazy things. You're like, listen, just relax. It's going to be okay. I'm going to talk you through the entire process. There's nothing that I can't handle that you can bring to me. Text me at 2:00 in the morning. I'm going to answer you. I don't know why, but I'm going to.
No, me too.
You know,
me too. I'm like, Caitlin, there's business hours.
Yeah, my husband says to me all the time, like, do you ever shut off your phone?
Nope.
No. If I do, I don't sleep. Like, because I'm worried about my clients and making sure that they're not stressed. Like, give me all the stress. I can handle it. I'm going to get you through it. You know, and that's all you can do.
I think that's what you need out of a planner. I think that sometimes people, photographers too, are a little afraid of wedding planners sometimes because they can be so like, this is how your
Very
wedding is going to be. And they're very, But if you can get a planner it's hard to be very organized. We were talking about this before. Very organized, but also go with the flow.
Exactly. It's a fine line.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's like, I was telling you this before, that's a lot of the feedback that I get from vendors. Like, when I first started out, I'm going to be honest, I was probably clueless as to what I was doing. And I was like, you know what? No one's dying. It's going to be okay. I'm going to figure this out. And each wedding is going to teach me something different. And that's exactly it. Like, I got all this feedback where people are like, you were great to work with. I usually hate wedding planners. I hate them. They're obnoxious. They're micromanaging. They tell me what to do. And I'm like, listen, not a DJ, not a photographer. Couldn't tell you how to work a camera, but I can tell you a timeline and how to make these things work. So I'm here to guide everybody along. And if you don't have a team, what do you have? At the end of the day, everyone says how important the client relationship is. While yes, that's our number one priority with any wedding vendor, think about what creates that. A team. We're all there for the same reason. We all want our clients to have the best day. They want their investment to be worth their time and their money. So to do that, we need to all work together, not against each other. Right. I'm not going to come to you and be like, are you done with the first look? We're behind on cake cutting, you know? Like, that's not my job. I'm going to approach you behind the scenes and be like, hey, what do you think in a couple more minutes? Like, do you need more time? I can go delay catering. I can tell DJ we're a little bit behind. Where can I make adjustments? How much more time do you need to make that person's dream come true with their wedding photos? Because at the end of the day, that's their memories, and that's your job. Right. Now, it happens when people are like, well, I don't know, the photographer's clueless. Okay, yeah, I'll step in a little bit more that day and be a little more like, nudge, nudge, we gotta go. You know, like we're running really behind. But at the end of the day, if you just create that atmosphere, we're like, hey, this is their wedding day. They're going to see if we're not getting along and bad things are happening. That creates the worst day for them.
And they're going to get the vibe and feel the vibe that you're throwing. Yeah.
They're going to feel uncomfortable. But they see like everything just coming together so smoothly. Like, Ashley, you're high-fiving the DJ. You're, you know, getting extra bread for the photographer and water who hasn't had, you know, any water since this morning. Like, that's my job, is just to help it flow. And that comes with the team. If I don't have my team, I've got nothing. It's not a one-person job, you know? And that's the way I view it. And stay calm, cool, and collected and get through the day.
Yeah.
So there's some instances where you could have done all that you could have done and it still go awry. What's one of your like craziest wedding stories? I love asking this.
One of my favorite wedding stories, and I pray to God this bride's not looking at it because she still doesn't know to this day, but it was a backyard wedding. Absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful setup. Everything was going as to plan. I was like, this is great. You know, because backyard weddings, they bring a whole different culture. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. You have to be prepared for everything.
Yeah, that's very true.
And just when I thought I was prepared for everything, the first thing happens. So,
oh no,
the cake.
Oh
the baker
no,
tried to put all of the bakery stuff out on the table in this 95-degree weather, okay?
People have to stop doing that.
The baker wasn't even like...
She was fighting me. Her and I were literally going at it. I was like, I'm telling you right now, this is not a good idea. I can see the buttercream just falling
melting.
off.
Oh, no, it's like melting.
Melting. So I thought that was the worst of it, right? I was like, all right, I can fix some buttercream. I'm going to, when this baker leaves, I'm running this all inside. I'm getting into the freezer. It's going to be okay. So I do that. Bring it all inside. Everything seems fine. I'm buttering this cake back up, making it look pretty, trying to fix it, whatever. I tell the dog attendant that is there, which is a family friend, hey, FYI, I'm putting this cake right here. Just keep an eye on it.
Oh, no.
Far enough back, right?
Oh, no.
Yep. So fast forward, an hour or two later, I'm going to get this said cake to set it up for the cake cutting. Don't I see this little dog digging in to this cake?
That would be my dog. Oh, my God.
My heart is in my stomach like, oh my God, what is going on?
Hang on, what do you mean the bride to this day doesn't know?
Because I fixed it. Because I'm a planner. I went into the fridge and I said, someone's got to have some freaking frosting in this fridge right now. There it was, a can of frosting. I said, perfect. Took that can out, frosted that cake back up, stirred it around, did a little twirl, put that part of the cake in the back. Grabbed the photographer. Hey, heads up, we got a problem. This cake just got eaten by the dog. If they turn or you shoot from this angle, they're going to see it. We need to cover this up the best we can. Let's be honest, the couple's going to cut just a little slice in the front, smile for the photo, and move on. And that's exactly what happened, and it was never spoke of again.
Oh, my
You literally saved the day right there.
Literally saved the day, and they still to this day, I did not have the heart to tell them their dog ate half their cake. Cake cutting.
Was it at least not chocolate cake?
It was not. It was vanilla, just your usual buttercream, 6-inch cake. Yeah. They definitely probably saw a tooth mark the next day when they went to go eat it.
Yeah.
But they didn't say anything. And their cake cutting photos were beautiful. So we pulled it off.
Oh my gosh.
I will never forget that story to this day. It was
That's wild.
a moment of panic of like, how do I fix this one?
I feel like that's such a part of our job description that's not actually part of our job description, is to keep it together. And we were talking about this earlier, just freaking out, and the couple comes over and you're like, how's it going? Oh my gosh,
so beautiful.
Everything's perfect. You fixed it, first of all. You fixed it. Maybe very little cake design in your background from any of knowledge I know of.
I made my kid a birthday cake once.
And then we turn around and you're having to fix the whole cake.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm hiding it from the bride when she comes to say hi to me. I'm like, hey, just getting the cake ready. It's gonna look so good. I'm so excited. Do you need some water? Do you have to go to the bathroom?
Let's go this way.
I'm just gonna show you something over here.
What's that?
Yeah.
I think you're needed at the sweetheart table.
Exactly. And that's where your team comes in. Because I'm like, hey, I need this photographer to save my ass right now. Hey, can you just cover for me for 5 minutes while I fix this frosted cake?
Go drag her somewhere to take pictures real quick.
We need some extra for first look photos or something, going on. But it happens. I had one time where a bathroom trailer flooded, the water just started spurting everywhere, and the mother of the bride came to me. They're on the dance floor during their first dance, and the mom's like, Ashley, we got a problem. I'm like, all right, what's going on? She's like, there's water everywhere. And I was like, excuse me?
Was it at least water? It wasn't.
I'm not quite sure to this day, and I don't want to know. I told myself it was just water because I was knee deep in this water, trying to find the water valve, calling the emergency line. They're not answering, and I'm like, all right, this is on me. So now I'm a mechanic. I'm going to figure this out. No big deal.
Wear multiple hats.
Yeah, I've done this before. It's fine, Found the water valve, shut it off, and that was it. And people were complaining the sink's not working. I'm like, oh, how weird. Here's hand sanitizer. My bad. I don't know what's going on. And save the day yet again as a mechanic now. But make it through.
We're gonna get so many more stories as the years go on. Right? But my favorite one's always gonna be the wasp that stung the bride in the face on her wedding day. And they came onto the podcast, and she told the story from her perspective, and she's like, and then you very aggressively pushed me. Because I dug the wasp out of her hair, but then it was right next to her, and I was like, oh no.
Just shoves her.
Yeah.
And then we find out that she apparently is allergic, didn't have her EpiPen, and the night after,
2 days after.
2 days after, she had to go to the hospital because her whole face was swollen.
Stop.
Yeah.
See, now that's what I'll say. That's where wedding planner would come into play, because I figure these things out ahead of time, and I've got that EpiPen ready to go. And I'm like, oh, she's got stung. We need the EpiPen. This is going down. So while you're shoving her, I'd be getting the EpiPen. I'm hey, we got to save your life here.
Yeah.
Well, but luckily, there was no swelling the day of. The makeup artist covered it, and everything was fine.
It was a delayed reaction.
She said literally a whole golf ball in her jaw.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
I know.
See, these are things you just can't predict.
You can't predict that.
These things.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a
so
garden
much.
wedding. It was. I had outside stuff, but it definitely wasn't a bunch of flowers and a bunch of anything.
Well,
to
it
draw
wasn't
them in.
bees, it was wasps.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You can only do so much. You just have to make it through.
Yeah. I always tell people bees won't sting you. It's always the wasps. I don't like
Not unless
wasps.
you piss the bees off.
I love bees.
Me too. I
Save
love
the
Like the bee
bees.
movie.
Yeah.
It's always so cute.
They're
Save
always
the
talking
bees.
to the bees.
You ever see the
Save the
chick
bees.
on TikTok where she's like, and it was another great day of saving the bees. And she's like, just like knee deep, and there's like thousands of bees around her, and she's just like in heaven.
Living her best life.
I love
yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. So you probably carry a lot of stuff on you too, then, like as a
I bet.
just
Yeah.
in case.
Your
So
oh shit kit's huge.
that's actually like one of the things I stand out with, because I literally bring in a cart, like just full of anything and everything you can think of.
I kind of do too, not a cart, but like half of my camera bag is camera equipment. The rest is like just random stuff that you're probably going to need on your wedding day. I carry like lash glue, scissors.
Yes.
I have a little crochet hooks for like the
Sewing
dress.
kit. Yeah.
Sewing kit.
She's usually out of
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids though, because I use them all.
She really does. Well, she
really
wears
do.
improper shoes, and then she's like, I have
blisters.
calluses.
This hurt.
Oh,
Can
those
I
are the
have a
worst.
Band-Aid?
Yeah, I am literally
Mom,
like prepared for World
Mom.
War II. I've got a steamer in there. I've got reserve signs. I've got something for a heart attack, an allergic reaction.
Oh,
I got something for
wow.
diabetes. I got something if you get cut and you need a tourniquet. Like I
You
literally
got it.
am
That's
prepared for
amazing.
everything. Like one of my feedbacks one time from like the very first wedding I did, I had my cart and I was just ready to go. And one of their bridesmaids was breastfeeding. And she's like freaking out because she started leaking. And I was like, I've got something for that. Pull out my cart. And I like did her all up, fix it all up. And they were like, how are you prepared for literally anything?
That's
don't
my
understand."
job.
That's what I said. That's my job. I'm a planner. I have to be ready at all times for anything that could go wrong or happen. You know? It's
That's
so fun.
amazing. I know. I'm
Yeah.
always on like Facebook groups reading horror stories. I'm like, that's going in the kit. That's gonna be doing that.
I
Yeah.
add something every single wedding where I'm like, oh, that
Yeah.
happened. Like I had a groom faint on me one time, like mid ceremony giving vows. It was like
Oh,
95
no.
degrees out. Bloop, pop right to the ground. Pulled out my ice pack, shoved them under their armpits, the back of the neck, and I was like, we're bringing you back to life. You got to finish this. Like,
Oh
you got
my
to finish strong.
goodness. In the
But-
ceremony too.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
dad that didn't eat like all day.
Ugh.
And it was a New Year's Eve wedding. So their ceremony wasn't even until like 7 p.m. Like it was
Oh, wow.
so late. And come like 9 o'clock for the cocktail hour, he passed out. And
Oh, no.
they're taking handfuls of the cake.
I'm just force feeding this
So-
man.
So Dan, our other photographer there that day, he thought that the groom was on his way to the hospital with the dad, and he was just taking the cake to eat it on the way.
I paid a lot of money for this cake. I'm not letting it go to waste.
But they were actually like bringing it to the dad because he was like white. He had like the lowest blood sugar.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, my
cue the
God.
ambulance coming in record time on New Year's Eve. I was so impressed. But
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it was so bad. But yeah, there's just so many things that
Can happen at a
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah.
I think it was put the best by the last planner that was on. She said, this is not like a Pinterest board. Like this is a naturally occurring day.
Exactly.
This is
human
a-
nature is
yeah.
still involved, so you can't take that piece out of it.
Yeah.
I can plan every single detail down to the very moment, to the time that it's going to happen. I don't know what natural things are going to happen.
Right.
Are you going to get a stomach ache? Are you going to get nauseous? Which happens. Brides get nervous and they're like, I'm going to vomit, and they're trying to walk down the aisle. Okay, no problem. Here's some nausea meds. Here's, some water. Let's get you going. It's going to be okay. You just have to be prepared. Like that's why people are like, I don't need a wedding planner. It's not in the budget. I don't need it. Well, I respect that and I fully understand. You do. You need somebody that is there for just you guys. Like you can have an event coordinator. You can have all these
Yeah.
other people, photographer, DJ. Like I said, it is a team, but at the end of the day, I'm there for just you. Like you guys
Right.
have a job to do. The DJ has a job to do. I am there just to solely focus on the bride and the couple and, bride, groom, whatever. I'm there to make sure you have drinks in hand. You've had your desserts. You've eaten dinner. You've enjoyed every moment that you possibly can. You're not
Yeah.
worried about the timeline or what's happening behind the scenes. Like why the DJ's an hour late. How are we going to make up for that?
Your job basically seems like it entails you handle all of the problems so we can make it look and feel like a Pinterest day.
Exactly. You guys take over from there, create those perfect, unforgettable moments while I'm behind the scenes, plugging the toilets and making sure there's no water leaking out.
Yeah.
Like it's just, like I said, it's a team and it's pulling it together. And things are going to come up. Things are going to happen. I can't name a wedding where it's just everything was absolutely perfect. Nothing had gone wrong.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's normal. We've prepared for it. We planned for it. Things just happen. You just have to be ready in the moment. Stay calm. Figure it out. No one's dying. And if they are, we'll get them to the hospital.
We'll figure it out while you finish on.
Yeah, you just continue on. Keep dancing. It's going to be okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely for those summer weddings. I was just thinking about the one that we had last July. And it was like an older aunt, and she had fainted. So they were about to come down the aisle. So it's going to be where the bride was going to walk. She had fainted and defecated, and it was running down the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
It was so bad. And she ended up having to get taken by ambulance to the hospital, probably severe dehydration and heat stroke kind of situation.
Yeah.
And they ended up starting the ceremony a few minutes late. She came out from another direction, but it was just yeah, that's the last thing that you want to be dealing with on your wedding day. Yeah, of course someone's going to say hey, Aunt Sally had to go, you know what I mean? You're going to hear about it, but it's not something that you have to manage and
figure out how to handle, because at the end of the day, you hired someone to handle your problem.
Exactly. She running out in her white dress and ruining that special moment to go take care of Aunt Jade? Or am I going to be out there being just a couple guests are running late, just hang out in the bridal suite, we're going to start a couple minutes late while I'm out, getting it into the hospital and everything. You need that point person. It's so nice to have that. It takes so much of the stress and pressure off of the day. You just spend all this money and you're going to tell me you're just going to throw it to luck and I'll figure it out on the wedding day. I'll respond to this. It's going to be okay. All my aunts and uncles are handling. I got brothers and sisters willing to do this. They're not enjoying that. I can promise you. Anytime they can tell you, yeah, we'll do it. But I hear the horror stories afterwards where I'm I hear my daughter got married last year. We didn't do a coordinator and we regretted it. I hated it. Her day was miserable. Yeah. I did nothing but stress the entire day. I was worried about everything.
Well, and frankly, everybody who is assigned to these things that personally and that is friends and family doing it, they've never done it before.
They've never done it.
They don't know what to expect. They don't know what to bring. They're not prepared the way that hired professionals are.
Exactly. They're still coming to you with those questions. The DJ is going to go to them and ask them, hey, do you still want to do this? Well, I don't know. Let me go check with them. You're still getting asked those questions. Well, I could just be nope, this is the plan. This is the backup plan. This is what they would rather do instead. And it's handled within 3 seconds.
Because we talked about it 6 months prior.
We planned this way well in advance. We are ready to go, and people just don't think about those pieces of it. And sure, your mom can handle it. Is she going to enjoy it? No. The answer is no.
Because she can't enjoy her day, too. She can't enjoy being in the moment with you and handling all of the problems or all of the coordinating or making sure everything's on time.
Exactly.
And even if you have somebody that's assigned to handle all these things, you're still technically going to be the point person. They're still going to come to you with all these problems.
Exactly. No matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, my mom was my day of coordinator, and it's one of my biggest regrets for my wedding.
Yeah.
I said that to her recently, and she was offended. And I was like, no, it's not because you did a bad job.
Right.
She did a great job, but that was the problem, was that she was so focused on doing a job.
She's not enjoying the moment. The moment that, I have, 2 little girls. I think about their wedding day. I could probably cry just talking about it. Until this day, and they're 2 and, 4. Why I'm already planning their wedding, I don't know. And I couldn't imagine just being their point person on their wedding day of I'm not getting ready with them. I'm not doing hair and makeup. I'm not drinking mimosas because I'm worried about the cake being delivered and this being set up and the centerpiece is being perfect. It takes out the joy in the day that I've waited so long for.
Well, it's a good thing you've got a team that can help you out.
See, I'll just put my team on it instead and be hey.
Just by the way.
It's just my daughter's wedding. It's no big deal. It doesn't have to be perfect.
But you have to be perfect.
But make it perfect.
No pressure.
It's not a big deal. I've just been doing this for 20 years at this point, no, but make it perfect.
That's so funny. I know she did a wedding with me that was one of my really close friends' weddings, and she had just started out, and I was like, yeah, so everybody I know and love is gonna be there.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. But everybody I know is gonna be there. Just no pressure.
It's the president's coming, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, just act natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what you're doing. It's okay.
She did a great job.
See, you always do. You pull out. I swear it's different though. It's when it's your own, you're so much more worried that
I was so
more
much
mistakes
more worried.
happen.
Yep, I was so much more worried because if I were to have done anything wrong, she would have known about it.
Exactly. With my employees, I try not to tell them anything. If there's a big deal, I won't tell them to the end because I don't want them to act different. You're already doing an amazing job every time. I'm not going to get you in your head because then you're going to overthink every little thing that you do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the day I'm hey, you killed it, by the way. you know, the president was here. Like, what? You know?
So as far as like going back to before the wedding day, like the actual planning process, where do you think couples get the most stressed, but they don't really kind of see it coming? It kind of creeps up or surprises them.
I think honestly, especially right now, the budget is huge, and family dynamics. Like that is the number one complaint I get, where it's like,
Can't have Joe and Sally sitting together.
Exactly. Or like as simple as like my mom wants me to have purple flowers, but I hate purple. And she says she's dreamt of me having purple flowers. And how do I break it to her that I'm not going to do the purple flowers, or I'm not going to do all the old traditions. I'm not doing the garter toss and the bouquet toss, or my bridesmaid is refusing to be involved in my bachelorette party. Like, how do I manage that? This came up, or, you know, my spouse and I are fighting because we didn't agree on this budget, and the budget got out of hand because I want this and he doesn't want that. And it's like, it gets so stressful because the fun gets taken out of it. You know, people are not prepared for the astronomical cost of a wedding right now.
Right.
You know, like
on top of everything else that we have to pay for too.
Gas, electric, food, you know, like we still have to live while planning a wedding, and all your money is just going to that. So you're working overtime. You're not seeing your partner. You're forgetting about the date nights. You're forgetting about the whole purpose of the wedding because the numbers just take over. And people are like, well, how do I manage that? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's budget management? It's setting the expectations right off the get-go. Your number one thing to do first is that guest list. No one thinks about the guest list until after. The guest list changes everything. It changes your venue. It changes your budget. It changes the entire planning process. So if you don't have that set in stone, and obviously it can be, you know, 10 people off, whatever, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But at least have your baseline. Have an idea, okay, I'm inviting 150 guests that anticipate about 140. I need a venue that can manage that can manage 150 guests. Not, hey, I just booked this place because I loved the look of it and it matched our budget, but now I'm squeezing 200 people into this 150-person max wedding, and none of my guests are enjoying themselves and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so many important details that lead up to your wedding day that can start off really bad if you don't do it right in the first place. You're picking up all of these mistakes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So would you recommend then planning the guest list and then planning the venue?
100%. Always start with that guest list.
Wow.
Get out to the family is going to be the biggest problem you're going to run into, because like you said, you know, Aunt Josie can't come if Uncle Frank comes and they can't sit next to each other. So figuring out all those important pieces ahead of time, like how many people are my in-laws in wanting to invite? How many people do my parents want to invite? Who are we going to have at this wedding? Who's important to us? Start with an A list and then a B list and even a C list of, okay, well, we found a venue we love and it does have room for those extra 20 guests we weren't going to invite, or it is in the budget to add in those extra 20 guests. Start at your A list, work from that, and then see what comes from that. If you don't have that guest list, your entire planning process is off. You're screwing yourself from the very start.
One of my most controversial opinions that I've shared on this podcast that got like a bajillion comments, and I had to turn off commenting because people were getting like aggressive about it. It's like, calm down.
Take a deep breath.
I had said that if you wouldn't take them out to dinner, then don't invite them to your wedding, because you're essentially paying $50, $100, whatever per plate for these people. And it's like, if you wouldn't even take the time to like have a Saturday night dinner with them,
don't
then
invite
why
them to
are
the
you...
biggest party of your life.
Exactly. The most important day of your life. And you're going to be going around doing this awkward small talk by the time they changed your diaper and they can't believe you're getting married, and then like 20 minutes of your time is taken away where you could be on the dance floor, you know, and you're never going to see that person again. Why spend the hundreds of dollars on just that one guest that you're never going to see again? That's why like the A list is so important. Put the ones you're not going out on Saturday dinner with on that C list of like, we'll invite you if we can absolutely afford it and can, you know, like that's what the lists are important. They matter.
Yeah. So then like tiered lists of like the most like, I gotta have my mom there, gotta have my grandma there. Yeah. And then C list is like that coworker I really like, but like we're poor and we can't afford 250 guests.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, hey, you're gonna make or break my dream wedding venue. Right. I'm not inviting you. Like, you're back to the C list.
Sorry.
You know? Sorry.
I think that's great advice though. Like, I don't think we've heard anybody say that yet, that like the head count is more important than the venue and everything else first.
I mean, it does determine your
venue.
It
makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah. But nobody said anything.
Exactly. And that's like when I was doing more day of coordination than like the full and partial planning, I ran into that issue a lot. And that's where it really stuck out to me how much it mattered, because I'd be in a lodge, for instance, where, you know, it's a budget wedding. They're trying to make this work. They're inviting everybody. And they get to this venue and they're like, Ashley, can you put 150 guests in here? And I'm like, okay, but you need to understand it's not just guests. It's a dessert table. It's a DJ. It's a welcome table, guest book, card box, a photo booth,
Dance floor.
All of these things.
Your tables where people are gonna sit.
Your tables and your guests being able to get out of those seats and not have
and
to
not
like
being
shove-
right here next to somebody
Yes.
at dinner.
Yeah.
Exactly. It all matters. It all adds up. And people are like, well, I didn't think about it. I just saw the numbers, or I saw the garden in the back. I loved the view it had. I didn't think about those little pieces. That's my job. Like, have that guest list. Let's go to these venues, and I'm going to pick them apart. Sorry, venues, but I'm going to.
But that's your job.
That's my job. I'm going to tell you, like, hey, that's not realistic for your head count. You're not going to be able to dance for. You're going to have to break down tables mid-dinner. Your guests are going to have to get up and move. Like, it's not going to be comfortable. It's not realistic for what the vision is that you have. And people are like, oh, I really liked it. Okay, take off the B list. Go back to your A list. You know, like, that's what I'm there for, is to guide them through those processes of, like, what to look for. It's like buying a house. You want your realtor to tell you right from wrong at these houses what to look for.
right.
A venue's the same thing. They're not going to tell you the hard parts. They're going to tell you, yeah, we can fit 200 guests in here, no problem.
Because they
Wedding
want
day,
that money.
They want that money. They want the sale. Hey, I want the money. I want the sale. But at the end of the day, is it creating the perfect wedding day for the couple?
Right.
Not always. That's not what their goal is. You know, like, obviously venues are here for the couple too, but to a certain extent. They're running a business. They have a job to do. They want to make the sale, and they're going to say what they need to get it.
100%.
And then as far as like planning tasks, because there's a lot of things that go into planning a wedding, how do you suggest couples like split up these tasks without getting into huge fights about it?
That's a good question. So there's a couple different ways to go about it. I really think it's all about setting the boundaries ahead of time, of like sitting down with your significant other and say, hey, what does this wedding mean to you? What parts are important to you and what aren't? Typically, if it's a groom, they're going to be like, oh, I don't care. I just want to show up and get married. Okay, cool.
9 times out of 10.
Sometimes.
9 times out of 10.
Sometimes they surprise me.
They
For
do.
sure.
Sometimes they come out of the woodworks and they're like, hey, what color napkins are we doing? I'm like, I'm sorry, what did you
You just asked me what?
What was your name again? No, I'm kidding.
Are you the groom?
Are you coming? You know?
Imposter.
Exactly. But like, so if you've got a groom, like, I hear this complaint all the time, like, he's just not interested. I can't get his attention. He won't answer my questions. He doesn't care about
Because,
this.
baby, he just wants to show up and get married.
He does. He loves you. He asked you to marry you, and he thinks that he's done his job at this point. He's got nothing left to do. The rest is on to you. And that's exhausting. So set those boundaries ahead of time. Like, hey, this is important to me. This is what I want to do. This matters to me. I'm assigning the DJ to you. I want you to research DJs. Here's 5 DJs I've picked out for you. I want you to research them. Look up reviews.
Pick
look
whoever
up the
you
numbers.
think's best.
Pick who you think is best. And that makes them, A, feel important, involved. You've given a clear task. They're not guessing or wondering or trying to read your mind. Everyone wishes that guys can read women's minds, but unfortunately they can't. I've tried multiple times with my husband. It doesn't work.
I can read his mind.
Yeah, I can read my husband's mind. I can tell you
But they
exactly
just
what he
can't
wants.
read ours.
They can't read ours, no matter how hard you try. And it ends in a fight. So schedule those date nights. Like, in my timelines, my couples they see right in there, a date night is a must. Like, every month, I don't care how stressed you are. If you don't go to Burger King for a night, like, I'm going to be mad at you. Like, you have to do it. Remember the reason you're doing this. Keep that love going, because if you break that in the process, none of it matters.
Yeah.
It was all for nothing. You know, like, have those date nights. Prioritize what's important to you. Make sure your partner understands the importance of that, so they understand why you're staying up at 2 o'clock in the morning looking at the Pinterest board. Have it all just make sense. Have a plan in place. Reach out where you need help. Just like a job. You're not like, you don't take on 5 people's jobs. You have a task for each person. You've hired a professional for that. You're hiring a professional photographer for a reason, a DJ for a reason. Reach out to a planner. Let them help you through the process. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of my couples don't have planners, and I'm always like, seriously, if you need anything, just email me. I don't care what it is, what time it is. And I always get super happy when people do. And they ask, because honestly, if your timeline just makes sense and it's seamless and flawless, my day is going to be amazing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But like, at the end of the day, like, no offense to you, that's not your job. That's not fair to put that on
but
you.
we always do it.
But you do it because you care about your client, and that's okay. That's a good vendor. You would never leave your client high and dry. But at the end of the day, that's not your job. That's not fair to have to answer those emails. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it, but in the day, like, hire a planner.
Hire a
Make them
planner.
do it.
Hire a planner for sure.
Let me take on the emails and the endless responsibilities, like let me send that timeline to you and like match up with you. Because once again, I'm not a photographer. I'll create the timeline. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. I want your opinion. I want you to tell me, Ashley, this is unrealistic. 10 minutes for the first look. Are you nuts? Like it's not enough time. No problem. Let's fix this. And that's where that team comes in and we figure it out together. I tell my couples that all the time. Just because I'm creating this timeline does not mean that's locked in stone. I want your DJ's opinion. I want your photographer's opinion. Here's the list. Let's present it to them and see their feedback. Where do they recommend some changes? And let's make those changes. And now everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is there anything that you think couples should be like warned about? Like things they don't know, like that's a part of the process that they're like, oh wow, now we have to go and drop $1,000 on this thing that we had no idea we even needed.
100%. And I don't mean to keep throwing shade at venues, okay? So I'm sorry, venues. I love you all so much, so much. But at the end of the day, there's a sales tactic. So when you go into a venue, what happens a lot is they show you the minimum amount that is due, so like a beverage minimum of 18,000. Okay, great. The couple sees that number, 18,000. That's in our budget. We can do this. Great. This is the venue. They book it. They lock themselves into it. Well, that 18,000 only covered 100 guests, not 150 that you're planning to invite. So now your bill just tripled. And you were not anticipating that. You were anticipating that $18,000. So like couples just don't know to ask these questions. Okay, so is this a minimum or is this what my final balance is going to be? And like venues are they have to say like, well, no, if you want the shrimp cocktail, that's going to raise it to this price. If you invite 150 guests, your price is going to change to this. This is just your starting point. This is just the starting number. And I have found it so many times where couples just get so deep into these venue costs that they just didn't know were going to come and they're not prepared for it. And it's just, it happens.
Yeah.
Do you go with your couples to tour their venues? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So if they're a full planning client, I manage all of that. So I'll set up all of the bookings for the venue tours, and I prepare them before they go. I email them like a consultation form almost of like, hey, these are the most important questions to ask. Here's a list of other questions to ask. Point out which ones are your most priority. I'm there to guide you along, but I want you asking these questions as well. So you're getting to know your venue and if it's a place for you, if the personalities match. So they're well prepared before they even get to that venue. They know what to look for. They know what to ask for. And they know where to like check for the fine print, And so they feel way more prepared and they get way more out of it where they can walk on and be like, nope, that's not the one. Or, yep, that was the one. Let's circle back to that. They're always well prepared. Any couple that I have, they know exactly what they're walking into and when. I talk them through the entire process. I prepare them for each meeting with the photographer, the DJ, anybody and everybody that they're going to meet. They know what's to come and what to expect.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
It is. Like you're not walking into it blindly. Like
right.
When you go to buy a car, you're like, oh God, I'm a girl. They're going to take advantage of me. I'm going to like get a, bad car. I'm going to get a lemon car or whatever. But if you're going in there knowing exactly the car that you want, the price that you can afford, what is going to be reasonable to you, what the salesman's going to come back with, and you're well prepared, you're going to go in there like a boss. And you're going to be like, that's the Chevy Cruze I want. Lock me in. This is my price. I'm not leaving until I have that number. Like you're just prepared and you feel that confidence. And that's what I want for my couples. I want them prepared, confident, and understanding what they're booking and what they're paying for.
So bottom line, just book a planner.
There's no other word for it. Just book me.
This one right here.
Right here. This is it. Statt Events.
I love that. That's amazing.
But like seriously, I will, even if you want to book me, book a wedding planner. Just book
You
one.
need someone to help direct you. You've never done this before. Let someone help you.
Yeah, even if you have an event coordinator. Event coordinators are amazing. They're my best friends. I love when you have one. It is okay to have both. We both have different jobs and different responsibilities. Let us work together. Let us figure out the game plan. Let us piece that together. Yeah, more people the merrier. What's wrong with that? Book a planner.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
I love that. That was the perfect way to end it right there. No, that was it.
Mic drop.
That mic drop. Like, you need her, that's it.
That's
Game
it.
over.
There's no other way to fix it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate
Of
your
course.
insight.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been so fun and such a good experience.
I think we, as well as everybody else, learned so much. Like, I feel like you had a lot of great tips, tricks, and advice.
Thank you.
Keep your dogs away from the wedding day.
Whatever you do, cage your dogs on your wedding day.
Oh my gosh, I could put them in a different room.
Or do what Sarah and Bill did. Go watch that episode and figure out what Sarah and Bill did.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or topic requests, drop them down below.
We'd love to feature it in the next video. Subscribe.
Oh,